Hello, my name is Brittany D. I am a psychic medium and spiritual teacher. My divine purpose is to assist in the expansion of the collective consciousness and to help you become more connected with the divine. This is a space to remember all that you truly are and ignite the possibilities of your highest potential. Hello, and thank you for being present with me in this current now moment. While we're here, I just feel called to just take a deep breath. Let's just drop in for a minute into presence. Oh my gosh, how beautiful is the vibration of our spirit. Oh, of presence, source, soul. You're so wonderful. Thank you. And it's always so accessible. Just one deep breath. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. Okay. Today we're going to talk about light language. Guys, light language is a huge part of my life. And I didn't realize that not everybody really knows what that is, which makes sense. But I'm here to tell you what it is. And I also want to tell you a little bit about my journey with light language. So whenever I first started channeling light language, it just started coming through me. And I didn't really know what was happening. I could tell that it was channeled energy. And I was doing these things with my hands. And I was just doing it like whenever it came through. And how I realized that this was actually something was I was walking, down this alleyway to go to this event. It was a community event here locally. And, they had this like community space or whatever, and you walk down the alley and you go in the back gate. And I was walking down the alley and I was coming down one way of the alley, and there were these two people coming towards me the opposite way. They'd parked on the other side of the street coming down the other way of the alley. And I was just walking down the alley and I'm channeling and I'm doing my light language and I'm doing my things with my hands and blah, blah, blah. And then as I walked up, I was just doing it because I wasn't really thinking. And then as I walked up, the guy, he was like, "What were you just doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." I don't know. What is that called that I was just doing? And it got me really curious. I'm like, okay, what is this that I'm doing? And I learned that it was light language is what it's called. That's what I was doing. And so what exactly is light language? It is a form of sound healing. That's what light language is. It's galactic harmonic sound tones. So it's channeling from our galactic team is what light language specifically is. It's sound vibrational healing tones. So whenever I channel light language, it is, or if you do, if any time you're exposed to light language, it is healing sound tones. And they're primarily focused around the intention, whatever the intention is of what you are channeling. Those are what the galactic teams are going, those are the tones and the sounds that they are going to, channel through you. And it actually can activate your galactic DNA and your light body. And so it can be really powerful, especially the more practice you are, just like with anything, with meditation or, any kind of healing, the more practice you are, the more powerful it can be. And so everyone has their own ray of consciousness, which means that everyone has their own different kind of light language. And we are all natural sound healers. Our own voice actually heals ourselves, but we can also help heal others through the sound of our own voice. So it is the intention behind it, the energy healing, but it's also the actual channeling and the tones that are needed for the healing of whatever you're doing at that time, whether it's for you or for someone else. And you can also start to combine them with other healing sound tones to amplify the light language. And so that can be vocals or fork tuning or singing bowls or sound baths or binaural beats. I release a meditation every Monday that has binaural beats that are specifically, I team up with Listening to Smile, and Listening to Smile releases an album every single month that is framed around the astrology of that month. So whatever the binaural beats, the tones, the sounds that are going to support your system to move through whatever astrological events we're moving through that month, that's what their sound healing album is going to support and is made around every single month. And so I have teamed up with them and use my light language with their album, with songs from their album, to amplify their healing, sound healing, and what my light language that I bring through my sound healing. And we team up together and it amplifies both ends to create a really powerful meditation for you to listen to every single Monday, or at least listen to it sometime that week, that greatly can assist and accelerate your ascension process. It can really accelerate your awakening if you have this support from this sound healing and these tones. And so, light language is something that you really have to allow yourself to just it's channeling, letting whatever comes through, and not judging it, absorbing it to the best of your abilities. It's really, really profound healing, though, whenever you allow it to be taken over. You open yourself and allow the galactics to come through and bring through the light codes and bring through the light healings to activate and heal, whether it be yourself or for someone else. And so I want to give you guys an example of some light language. I'm going to bring some light language through here in just a second, for just a minute or two. But I would love for you to also check out the Monday meditations, because when you combine it with that sound healing, and especially working with Listening to Smile, their sound healing is revolved, their album every single month is revolved around the astrology of that month. So it's very, very supportive for the ascension process, whatever currently we're in. But I will go ahead and give you guys an example of a light language. And I'm just going to take a few deep breaths and open myself up as a channel to bring through whatever is in the highest and best for you all in this present moment for this podcast. Akurobaka sinta kashiu pa sintu. Karimanoko a simpako simpakasia uruduko. Pashutu sampakarisintako a urumbaka. Inka toko shampaka sintako arisanko topaka sintoko. Tumba shintapako sankatisima rokontopaka. Untapaka sintaporu patimanoko tapaka sintakoro paka sintamoro kaparu. Akina monoko tapaka sintahusa pakatura pakaresingato. Akura malaki santo rari manoko tapaka. Pisonko paku shipa. Puru sampakari samanokoro. Akiri poko shankatina. Tipa kono shamakaro sankata poko shinta poko sintako raralamamako alima koto paki hakino moko ari shankato baki sampaka po arimano to a min kina sompaka sinto pa hashinta pako hakina moko arim pako hasino mo aru paki santo pa shipo akina moko da paka shinta pako hagna patira pokonto ashimana koto pa sinkapu rumpa rimana kato ashima ko sintaka sipopo. Hasimfa manika sunta paka sinta boka sinta hamina oka pisanko ta posonka tipako akimanoko atima patina. I probably should have given you guys a heads up that was going to activate you a little bit. Forgot about that part. But I'll put something in the caption or in the show notes, to give you a heads up that you will be, your light body will start activating, when I start bringing the light language through. But like, for example, that was, me going through each of your chakra system, and just doing a activation in each. It's very small. It was very, very light, activation in each, anchoring it down into the earth, bringing it through and up to the heavens, and then shooting that through and out, almost like a fountain through the collective, and then swarming around the collective and around Mother Earth. So it's very different every single time. It just depends on what the intention is. It depends on what's highest and best for all at that time. But it's very, very potent and powerful work. And if this is something that you feel called to, I highly, highly recommend that you do some research, or just open up your channel, open up your voice. This is something, like I said, that just came to me. It just started happening. So if this is something that has been happening to you, if it just comes to you, I would definitely open yourself up to it, because not everyone channels light language. We all have our different missions and our different purposes, right? And so if you are someone that channels light language, or feels pulled towards it, or this really resonates or really activated you, then you probably have frequency codes that need to come through from your galactic team to help assist the ascension. And so everyone needs to do their part. And so if that's something that is pulled to you, then that might be something that might be part of your purpose, that might be part of your mission, to bring those codes in and to activate light bodies across the, collective. And so, light language is something that I'm personally really passionate about, because I know that it's a huge part of my personal mission and my personal purpose. It's something that I use in healing sessions, in one-on-one sessions. Like I said, I have my Monday meditation that's released. Anytime that my team says that light language is what's needed here, that's what I will bring through, and I will channel just like any other message. And I understand that, there is, I guess you could say, like a learning curve, a comfort curve, because it kind of almost sounds like a different language, because it is a galactic language. And so there might be people that like kind of look at you funny, or think that, like, what is this? I've had people like, what language are you speaking, or whatever. And I'm like, whatever, like, it's okay if you don't understand. Like, I honor and respect you. If you're genuinely curious, then like, now I can give them this episode, or whatever it may be, or I genuinely explain to them. But there may be people that are, I've seen, like Romeo, I think I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, Baron. He is a very famous light language, channeler, and I love his light language. Oh my gosh, it's so powerful. And he, one time I was watching, him on YouTube, and he talked about how his whole family, like, basically called him a weirdo and was like, what are you speaking, and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And it really hurt him, because this is like you can tell that this dude, this is like his whole mission. And, for me, it's like a part of my healing, a part of the energy that I bring in, where for him, it's like really his whole gig, his whole thing. And it's so powerful. Oh my gosh. And, and there are people that are really, that may not really understand, and that's okay. You have to live your life and be authentic to you. And so if this is something that you're called to, I really, really, recommend that you look into it, and then you open yourself up to it. If you're kind of just dabbling your toes in, maybe start listening to my Monday meditations. Every Monday I release them, and just start getting used to what it sounds like, what it feels like. But it is light language pretty much can't really hurt you. It's your galactic team bringing through harmonic, healing tones. It's for healing. That's what it's all about. It's kind of like Reiki. Like, Reiki can't really hurt you. Like, Reiki is a healing vibration. It's a healing energy. And it's the same thing with light language. So it's very, very potent medicine for our energetic bodies, specifically for our ascension process. And if it's something that you feel called to, I highly recommend that you look into it. Feel free to check out my Monday meditations, and I'm sending you all of the love. I hope that this episode was helpful and cleared up maybe some confusion that you have around light language. But it's really not that complicated. It is in a simple way. If you just scroll to the end of this episode and you want to just hear the simplest way of putting it, it is galactic sound healing. That's what it is. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed that episode. Please subscribe, leave a review, and if this was impactful for you at all, please share it with others. This is how we can help each other. Much love and namaste.